Welcome to Tabletop Cinema, where we bring together the worlds of filmmaking, tabletop role-playing, and video games. I'm your host, Mikey. I'm a freelance filmmaker, tabletop RPG game master, and variety streamer on Twitch. And today, we are testing if rolling back the graphics drivers solved our issues with this game. So we had to cut off a bit earlier, because I had a tabletop RPG session to attend to. Confluence RPG went well. We finished our first story arc, and I have coffee in my system. So I thought, hey, why not progress the story a bit more so I can unlock the Tower of Adversity system in this game. Also, experiment with rolling back the drivers to see if it solved our situation here. Then I can test out Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 because we will be on schedule later/tomorrow. On schedule, we will be pushing through with the finale of Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. We had some technical issues last stream, so I've been trying to resolve it. There are still some options I can resort to should we hit the snag of the strange texture caching bug, transitioning of scenes, dropping to 3 FPS, needing to restart the game, possible memory leak issues. But what surprised us earlier was this. As you can see, maybe the restart of the PC helped as well, but I had a problem running this. And during the session, my webcam was also not cooperating. OBS was not cooperating during the tabletop RPG session, and my video was basically dead for the stream. So it is really confusing, and I'm not sure why. But I rolled back the drivers. My DLSS is off. Still on ultra high. DLSS off. And it's like our first session with the Wuthering Waves. Not a problem in sight. So perhaps I botched the... perhaps I botched it? So there's supposed to be an update right now. It's gonna be embarrassing if... they said the update is now. But I don't know if that means the servers are down. If they are, well, at least I figured out that rolling back the drivers solved the situation for us. So far, so good. Bitrate is stable. Alright, chat. So at least with Wuthering Waves, we're back. No more issues. So either rolling back the drivers or restarting and or solved our problem. So I'm gonna test out Senua's Saga before our stream to see if we run into the same error. Hopefully we will have a smooth and awesome finale because I really loved Senua's Saga 2. But anyway, that's enough from me. I need to unlock a few more features which are gated behind the main story. So let's go ahead and finally investigate and wait in the Grand Library. I don't know if I will save the main story or if it's worth streaming. Hello? What happened to my game? Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Did we get kicked out? Is the maintenance until 5 a.m.? Anyway, what was I talking about? So, yeah. I'm going to stick to these drivers. Anyway, I was saying I wasn't sure if it was worth streaming the main story. Act 1 was super rough. The complaints and criticism are starting to flood in. People are not happy with the localization, the English dub, on top of other technical issues, which fortunately we did not experience until we updated our drivers. Now, maybe I'm not the only one who experienced problems with the new Nvidia drivers. Maybe people with Nvidia cards who updated their drivers, which are supposed to make it game ready for Wuthering Waves. Maybe it is a botched launch for the drivers. Maybe that's why people with Nvidia cards are experiencing issues. Who knows? That's my theory. But I rolled back and we're fine again. And I'm a 2070 Super for reference. And performance is absolutely stellar once more. Just the usual Unreal Engine niggles of needing to... it stutters once in a while when the assets are loading. But other than that, it's perfectly smooth. So about the story, it's super rough. I'm not sure if I wanna... I was supposed to save it for off-day streams because I am convinced, because of the gameplay, that I do want to stick with this a bit more and learn more about the world. And it has gotten better. It has become more digestible. There was a particular point in the story where it suddenly slowed down in terms of exposition and just allowed us to breathe and explore and learn about the world at our own pace. And once in a while, they would ask about, oh, the message is in again. We already updated it. Why is the message still there? Anyway, yeah, like it is the village. When we visited village and they introduced a potential villain, one of the antagonist groups, I've been reading about how people did actually appreciate that part. And why they did was most likely the same reason for me. It's simply... it was a conversation, more or less. Oh, no, he was monologuing. Never mind. But the difference is that they weren't like telling you about how the world works with 10 proper nouns in one sentence. You know? He was trying to get a point across. And in contrast to the act before that, you could actually process it and understand it. So I don't know how they're going to fix it, because it is turning away some people from experiencing the story, or if not tuning off the game completely because of such a shoddy start. And I've been reading reports that it's because it could have been a reason, it could have been a result of the hasty rewrites from the closed beta story. In fact, there are some videos coming out now comparing the closed beta first act with live first act. So I'm not sure how far that really goes, but well, they changed it for a reason. They changed it for a reason. They rewrote it for reasons. And this is what we got. So I'm actually curious about how the story in the first act was in closed beta, or how the story was in general. Because I heard there were some good things about it. And people are saying, okay, you could get some things from the closed beta and some things from live and combine it into the ideal version. So maybe they overcorrected and overcompensated is what I'm thinking. Which is why they overload you with terminology, hoping to keep you interested. But it does the precise opposite, in my opinion, that you just stop listening because it's just too much. In contrast to other works of fiction, which introduce quote-unquote proper noun, terms of the world, how the world works, they usually tackle it one concept at a time. And you're able to process it until they hit you with the next proper noun, and then they'll get you up to speed. Basically, there's enough time to catch up. So I'm just rambling now because I'm not sure if the game is going to crash again. And I'm also waiting for any potential performance hiccups. But from what I see, rolling back was a good decision, plus restarting my computer. I don't know what the heck happened. Either the new NVIDIA drivers are faulty, or I had a botched installation. You can never tell with PCs. So I'm here to unlock the Tower of Adversity. Maybe we can do a couple of boss battles to dump my wave plates. and we can call it the day. And we can consider also if I want to stream this story in particular, because we do have Final Fantasy 14 to catch up on. We have Final Fantasy 14 main scenario quest. I have to fit that into the schedule. We are still dedicated to completing the Homeworld story. We are halfway through the Homeworld 2 campaign. It is brutally difficult for me, but it is surprisingly still super fun and engaging. A bit infuriating in terms of how the game balances against you in Homeworld 2, but you know, you just have to figure out how to proceed with the mission without the computer like just utterly crushing you in an unfair advantage. So Homeworld is still slated for Tuesday. We will be finishing Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice Saga. Oh my god, if Dodo were here. I don't know why I keep mistaking the title. Senua's Saga. Because it's both SS, right? So Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2 will conclude tomorrow, leaving us free. So I'm wondering if we should basically if this story is worth it. I'm willing to give it a shot. Some of my friends have already given up on the story after the first act, and I don't blame them, but I want to be able to. I'm still holding out hope because I am a big fan of Kudo Games' previous game, Punishing Grey Raven. Had a very different tone, world, approach to the storytelling, and I was engrossed in the initial acts of Punishing Grey Raven, and it just seems like you have a totally different writing team and localization team here. So I don't know what happened, but I'm still holding out hope because I know what they're capable of. Kudo Games, the developers, as a former commandant for Punishing Grey Raven, I can see the potential. So, well, until they fix the text wrapping, I will be an English dub. Supposedly, they're scrambling to hire voice actors. I don't know what that implies, whether they're going to replace the current English voice actors or if they're going to re-record lines. I don't know. Everything is up in the air right now, but it is good to know that we are getting compensated for a lot of the technical issues. And they didn't have to compensate us for our critique of their creative decisions, because that is not really a technical issue. That's more, I don't like how it's written, and yet they're still compensating us for that, and they acknowledge it as an issue. Localization, yes, the typos, the poor localization, that is a valid issue as well, and they are going to compensate us for that too. So, you know, they are trying to win back our, you know, earn some goodwill with its new fans. A lot of people who have never heard of Kudo Games before, never played Punishing Grey Raven before. This is their first experience with the developers, so it's very unfortunate that it leaves a very shoddy first impression on a lot of players. But again, I have full confidence in Kudo Games to be able to pull out of this. It's not crashing. It's not crashing and burning. You know, it's not spiraling out of control. It is totally fixable, but if they're able to alter the entire first act after closed beta, who knows? Maybe the feedback is going to be so negative that they might actually change the new player experience. Because also another thing is, I don't have all the features yet. See, I had to play up to this point. Getting to the Grand Library, which you're about to jump into soon as I stop rambling. It's like Final Fantasy 14, and it is a big ask for to tell people to commit to doing the main scenario quest if your main scenario quest starts very terrible. Sounds familiar? Final Fantasy 14. The early game experience turned away so many potential players that they had to rework it and cut it down and give more quality of life items to make the initial experience more palatable. And the thing with Final Fantasy XIV is that important features of the game are locked behind the main story, and that is what's happening here. So again, it's just an early judgment, but we'll play an hour or two. We'll see how much more is locked behind the main scenario quest like Final Fantasy XIV. I hope we'll be able to finally unlock all the features so I can freely play off stream and do all the features and get that all done. And again, we'll reserve judgment whether we figure out if the story is worth streaming. Ponder, welcome in. You were not joking. I saw you, Ponderella, online. But okay, I will admit, I cannot sleep. One, because of the coffee, and two, because we did encounter technical issues, and that was on. I just have this thing where there's like, if there's a problem, my mind just cannot stop focusing on that. Like, even if it's just the smallest problem, like the fact that something changed with my setup that made Wuthering Waves perform like dog shit, and I traced it back. In summary, I traced it back to the new drivers. And of course, I restarted my computer that may have solved it. But then I'm using the previous graphics drivers. I restarted the computer. And now our game is perfectly fine. So I needed to experiment and try that out, because we are going to be doing the finale for Hellblade Senua's Saga later/tomorrow. But good morning to you, Ponder. I mean, I was just talking to myself for 18 minutes and rambling on, but it is what it is. I guess the fact that I'm like talking about this game so much, it's because I'm hopeful about it. I care about it. But I'm also very sad that my luck didn't hold out and we didn't get the character we wanted. But good luck to you, Ponder, for doing a no pull run. You are getting a lot of free resources, free premium currency, but it is totally within your rights to hoard everything. Okay, like you can hoard as much as you want, and I trust in your gamer skills to be able to get to the end regardless. You can possibly prove to everyone that you don't have to pull or spend a single dime, and you can do this based on your skill and dedication. I think it should not count for the pulling. I think if they give you a unit straight out or a selector, I think you just accept it. Because, yeah, I think it's totally fair. You didn't pull. You didn't pay for any currency. You didn't subscribe to anything. Alright, so speaking of the story, are you already like way past us? Like have you done this mission already? I investigate the Grand Library. Oh, you're exactly here. Okay. The thing is, like, I needed to do this because a feature's locked. We don't have access to the Tower of Adversity because we didn't do the MSQ, and that's what I was talking about earlier. It's features are locked behind main scenario, and the main scenario is not. The writing's not good. Yo, Wuthers, hello, and Vanua, welcome in. This is definitely like an off schedule stream. We were testing it. See, and that's what I was talking about. It's turning people away. And the fact that even combat features are locked behind the main scenario, it's unfortunate that players like Wuthers alone are turned away from the story and they don't get to experience like the monster collection part with the skills and the different resonance abilities and the different characters. It's so unfortunate because you have to get through the first act to unlock your whole arsenal. So it's a shame, but I totally understand why you would tune out, because the English dub, which you start with, there's no way to change the dub, at least before entering the game. That's your first impression of it, and it sours the taste for a lot of people. But I don't know, for what it's worth, Water Jalone. I don't know if you played Punishing Grey Raven, but they're very much known for their combat, and I trust that they'll be able to pull it off in terms of gameplay. But I don't know what happened, because they were saying that there was hasty rewrites after the closed beta. Your friends already went through the whole thing. Act 5 is where the story gets good. Yes, I was gonna say, for what it's worth, it gets better. After the... But that's not really saying much. I'm not that far into the story yet, admittedly. But after that first 3 hours, suddenly I could breathe and I had time to process things, and now I understand. Yeah, I hate that. That's a story though. But the gameplay is very strong. I know how that is very touchy. That is a very important subject for you, Water Jalone. But yeah, you're totally valid in feeling that way. It gets better. I mean, I don't know what else you could say about that. But those were the initial impressions I had. But I am actually still going to stick with the game for a while, because it feels amazing to play, in my opinion. But if the gameplay wasn't enough to get you through the opening act, then that's totally fine. I was just gonna harvest this boss material. But that's why I want to switch out to a different dub. But I can't, because they have problems with the text formatting. Yep, for sure, Water Jalone. People have complained about the same thing. Many people have complained about the same thing. The developers have heard, and they're hopefully listening. And I don't know how they're going to adjust the opening experience, because there are many people, there are many players like you who have the same experience. Yeah, like I was watching Ponder go through it as well, and it's the same thing with Final Fantasy 14. It's the same thing with Final Fantasy 14. Whenever I get a new friend to try Final Fantasy 14, you know this, Water Jalone, it's like it gets better, because there's always the danger of A Realm Reborn, the base game, turning the player away. And it's always, wait until you get the Heaven's Ward, or just focus on the main story. I promise it's gonna pay off. It's so difficult to get people to play Final Fantasy 14.
One with the sounds. I sense your weakness.
Yeah, and it's cool that you liked it, because a lot of people, you could, like, what you said about like too much dialogue, too much exposition talk, too much talking. You could also apply that to A Realm Reborn.
Oh, bring it on! I'll fire it up. It's morphin' time. Swift and resolute. Moment of resonance. Strike from the shadows, one with the sounds. Ha! Ha! Oh, bring it on! It's morphin' time. Heads up! Flame on!
Ah, yes, the community helps. The fact that it is the fact that it is an MMO, you're absolutely right. I think. Imagine if FF14 was just a single player game with no promise of your friends in the guild to take you in, with no guild to take you in. Period. Right?
It's morphin' time.
That would definitely be more difficult to sell.
Still fine and dandy.
Jesus Christ.
Appear before me. Ha! Rejuvenating snow.
Exactly. It does not have the luxury.
Swift and resolute.
But that isn't it to think about after all. Yeah. That is what got me through A Realm Reborn.
No hesitation.
All right, let's just unlock all the features so we can get that over with already. You think if they just made an MMO, it would be great. If this were an MMO, I could see that. But yeah, I don't. I really hope they'll be able to fix the opening act. Alright, we're entering the Grand Library. Tsincho is home to one of Huanglong's unique database centers, managed by the Sentinel and controlled by the Tsincho Magistrate. It uses time as an index and precisely records information related to the city's establishment, making it a comprehensive and objective resource. The class books of Tsincho, stored in City Hall, hold important data collected since ancient times. This vast database holds answers to any question one may have about Huanglong's history.
As I expected, that must be the entrance to the database.
I really hope so, Waters alone. And again, I said you are not alone.
A part of the
It is
submerged.
a very source
Should be able
point
to
in
find
the
a hidden
game.
path underwater. It seems I have a puzzle to solve. Guess I will check on the mechanism in the middle first.
It might be, well, hopefully it's just like a stopgap measure, a temporary measure. Like, because people will want to skip it. Like, here, skip. So while while they fix the opening player experience, it'll be like, oh, okay, wait, you can skip it while we fix it. But yeah, as Waters alone said in Act 5 later on, that's reassuring to me because I do want to give this story a chance, and I already noticed it getting better after the first act. So it was reassuring to know that there are people also who said, oh, it gets even better in Act 5. Find keynotes to determine tone. The archive shall be in mask.
I see. The control panel here does look like a musical instrument. but 5 music notes seem to be missing.
But I usually use English dubs, chat. But I really cannot wait until they fix the text formatting on PC, so I can switch to another dub. I'm so sorry to the English voice actors. It's just, yeah. But it's one of those things where we grew up with iffy anime dubbing. You know, we grew up, but we still enjoy those shows. So it kind of just, I'm used to the English dub already, that I just kind of, I'm used to it. It's like, what can I do? That changing out would be a big whiplash for me. So I'm hoping it won't get to that point, but we'll see. But yeah, I swear to God, if they paste the proper noun explanations and reveals, it could really work. There's so many other ways they could have done it. There's so much that they tell you in the first 10 minutes that I honestly believe you as the player, as the character, do not need to know. Yeah.
So to gain access to the database, I will need to recover the 5 missing notes stored in those sonodiscs. What is that sound coming from behind the symphodi?
You know what's another interesting thing, chat? Exactly. Lazy to info dump, expect the player to remember, and more than that, there's no text log. So if you're like, wait, what did he say again? There's no way to look at the text log to look through what they just said. It is very problematic. And what is I gonna say? And again, I think it is really mostly because of the rewrites, because apparently they really changed Act 1. And Act 2 made, well, I don't know which act it is exactly, but the turning point for me in the story makes more sense with the closed beta 1 story. Essentially, people are suspicious of you having just landed and appeared in the world out of nowhere. Shisia pulls a gun on you to ensure that you're not a tacit discord or an enemy, and they over time get to trust you. So they supposedly, from what I read, they don't dump info on you. They don't tell you everything and treat you like a best friend in the first 5 minutes. They keep their distance. They only tell you, like, you can only pick up a few things from what they tell you because they don't trust you precisely. But then over time, but over time they'll say, oh wait, no, this person is supposed to be important. I wonder why. And then you're slowly revealed to the world. That seems a bit more natural to me. But then instead they overcorrected, and then within the first 10 minutes they tried to dump the entire lore book on you. It's like, I don't need to know about the 4 dragon guardians and the 4 cardinal wind directions right now. So they overcorrected, and it's like, yeah, anyway, that's definitely a very common writing sin in terms of writing speculative fiction, science, or fantasy, where you think bombarding the reader with what you think to be exotic sounding concepts and names makes your world feel mysterious and intriguing and interesting. But it usually doesn't work out that way. Anyway, yeah. I don't even know what to say anymore, chat. I'm just repeating myself. Sorry, but yeah, you guys totally get it. You totally get it. And there are just so many better ways they could have handled the first hour of the game.
This must be one of the missing notes. Now, how do I connect it with the symphony?
On a brighter note, again, I am actually still really enjoying the action. And I'm at the point where the story where I'm not bombarded with exposition.
Part of the score holder just lit up. As I expected, the drum over there seems to have unlocked. A bell just raised out of the water. So that's what it meant by having the bells guide my path. Huh. A new walkway has shown up. I must have solved the first puzzle. Seems I will need to look for more sonodiscs in there.
And I don't know if you can hear a chat, but our character's inner monologue right now is better mixed than the first 10 minutes, than the first hour, than the other English companions. Rover seems to be voiced better in terms of recording quality and how it feels like the voice is coming within this chamber. It feels like the voice of Rover here is within the world, not in a sound booth. You know, little things like that.
Tacit discords inside the city hall? No, they are not real. It must be some kind of digital simulation. It seems they are the guards here.
Look at that text chat.
Interesting how I'm not hearing sirens despite having destroyed every one of them. Apart from the simulated tacit discords, it's unusually quiet in this place.
Multiply 54 with 4/3 for the frequency you seek. Find this node in the west while the prophet is beyond reach.
I suppose it's telling me where I can find the next sonodisc. I think it mentioned a direction. What does that last sentence mean, though? That sound. It's coming from the west.
This place looks like it could be in Deus Ex. The music also.
This is the second sonodisc. I should bring it to the symphony.
Yeah, a world based on frequencies and sounds and the thing they're trying to build. It's all there. It's just not being delivered well.
The water level just dropped again. There's another 2 drums, one in the east and another in the west. I may find more sonodiscs down there. It seems locked. Guess I'll need to activate the other one first.
What? How'd I do that? I'm just following quest markers. What is the rhyme and reason to this? I'm just gonna say Rover solving it for us. Yes, Rover.
I'm being fed just enough information to work out the puzzle. This does look like Miss Magistrate's doing.
Why would she do that?
The drum on the other side has unlocked. Guess I'll go check on it before I leave, just to be safe.
Wait. Okay, I'll check on it just to be safe. You said so.
Another bell just rose up from the water, but it's still locked. I'll need to connect the passageways first.
Can we just swim? I think we're smart. Huh? No. Wait, I can just swim. Oh wait, no, what? I can't. Oh.
Remnants of the past.
Oh. Weird. This open anything? Oh.
An unexpected discovery.
Okay, so it's all about the doors. Goth mommy character. I actually don't know if there is one. This Baicher's mommy coded. She's this character. Baicher's mommy coded.
Conception.
The banners. Tianxin is a monk. She seems to be very nurturing. Big thighs. Where are the other characters? Here. From the basic pool. It's a child. Middle-aged mommy. Actually, yeah, look. We got old man. We have an old man. We have this guy who looks kind of old as well. Older. But yeah, all the women so far, they seem to be on the younger side. This guy gets it. It's middle-aged woman erasure. They're all be. Yep, right? How old is Paicher? Is your bio somewhere? I don't know, chat. But yeah. I will say though that the designs so far for me are they're alright. I'm also surprised about that because Punishing Grey Raven has some pretty interesting looking characters. Maybe because they dumped so much of their creative energy into designing characters in Punishing Grey Raven, they're not left with much inspiration anymore for like, okay, we're making a whole new game with a whole new roster of characters. We have like, I don't know, 50 characters uniquely designed in Punishing Grey Raven. How do we differentiate our characters from that world? The cooking lady? Oh, yeah, Panhua or
It
something.
must be the sonodisc.
The red-haired girl.
Here it is. Time to deal with the guards. Jinzhou's City Hall is the political hub, while the Grand Library holds vital data. Considering
You can
how I just took
alt-click
out all
this.
those guards, this place is oddly underprotected. If my guess is correct, the magistrate may have other plans for me. Anyway, I'll keep going.
On PC, that's the only thing you can like click and drag.
I've retrieved the third sonodisc. Time to head back.
Ooh.
Another platform. The bells will lead my path. Huh. I'll go work out the passageways. This feeling. I am being watched. Must be another sonodisc. This is the 4th missing note.
That is fast.
Almost there.
I feel like there are more secret chests.
Now the water is all gone. One last note to go.
Will it open if I do this? Boss.
This is the last one. They've prepared quite the welcome for me.
Oh, bring it on! It's morphin' time. Heads up!
I have the last sonodisc ready. Time to go back to the Symphodi.
Yeah, aside from the combat, the traversal has also been surprisingly fulfilling. Like the fact that you can just run up walls and mountains encourages me to be like, oh, I'm sure there's something up there. Easy. You just run up the mountain. Oh.
An unexpected discovery.
How do I know if I got all the chests?
Now I should have access to the database.
I'm really wondering why they keep this from the public.
So this is the Grand Library. It's said to hold the answers to every question imaginable. I'm not seeing anyone here. I guess the magistrate is yet to arrive. Well, it wouldn't hurt to browse the archives for a bit as I wait for her to show up.
Hell yeah. Search everything. Connect, download all.
Thank you for leading the way, Rover.
Jerk.
What a magnificent place to set foot in. Extensive, exhaustive. Oh, how I want to carve the place inside out and blow it all to shreds. Thought you'd seem a bit more surprised. I wonder why. So you've laid a trap for me.
Is it the magistrate?
Do you really think you can trap me here?
What do you think of this guy, Ponder?
Not escape.
What a shame I can't stay and play with you a bit longer. Till we meet again, dear friends.
You're not going anywhere.
Did we teleport with him out? I wanted to Google all the terms in this world. Oh, boss battle. Nice, let's go.
One with the sound.
Oh, bring it on! It's morphin' time. Won't happen again.
One with the sound. Swift and resolute. One with the sound.
Oh, bring it on! Really nice, will ya? Really nice, will ya?
Nice
Really
combo.
Nice, will ya? No biggie. Time for some hot action.
Did he play it in English?
Swift and resolute. The end has come. No hesitation. One with the sound.
For me, he was like just one walking trope. Oh, Japanese. Must have been better in Japanese though. But his English voice was already better than everyone else. At least up to that point.
Did you just offer yourself up to be my prey? Now, it's just the two of us. Stow away that irrational anger of yours. I just have a friendly reminder for you. Seeing is not always believing. Why are you so sure they told you the truth? Don't jump to conclusions so soon. Why are you so stubborn? Why can't you place some of that trust in me? Or do I have to crush you to make you behave for once?
Oh my god, what's happening, chat?
It's morphin' time.
Oh my god.
Won't happen again.
Verity shines. Appear before me. Tranquility. Swift and resolute. The hour is upon us.
I can't tell you the plans yet that ruin the fun. Exactly, every single line, right?
One with the sound.
But Ponder, he didn't like dump 20 proper nouns at you. Compared to everyone else, it's like he talked to you like a normal person.
Appear before me. Stay vigilant. Swift and resolute. One with the sound.
Ha! We gave him a scar. Is this an echo? And then parry.
One with the sounds.
Oh, come on.
Appear before me. Administering first aid.
Oh, Chersia's gone.
One with the sounds.
Ugh. So is he like holding an echo form? I think it says a lot why people enjoyed his scene compared to the rest of the first act.
So you knew I was following you all along, huh?
Really? I didn't. Anyone? I didn't. Yeah. It's all according to plan.
My Elysium only breaks under coordinated attacks from both sides. I can never get rid of all these pesky little helpers around you, can I?
Is this Aventurine's voice actor?
So you've joined hands against me with Miss Magistrate here. It does hurt my feelings, you know?
Oh, boo-hoo.
You're always so popular.
Are you all right, Rover?
Everyone just ignores him. It's like, okay, whatever, dude. I'm fine.
Of course she is. How could I ever have the heart to hurt her?
Okay.
Consider my moment of failure a gift of sincerity, Rover. I trust you haven't forgotten our conversation earlier. Choose me. I'll tell you everything you want.
I already know everything. What the hell? No, we don't. And see, this is where Scar ties in a bit better with the closed beta story, which is supposedly people doubted you at first. People were slow to trust you. It made it seem like they were telling you their version of the truth, and you had to earn their trust. And then Scar comes along and says that, hey, you're a fellow outsider. Or aren't... That's why he says that cliched line, the... we're not so different, you and I. Because at that point, Rover wasn't being trusted. So now you're thinking, huh, who do I trust? So Scar is now like, I'll tell you everything you want, choose me. And now we're just gonna say, oh, I already know everything. I guess you could also interpret it as, you know, they're too friendly. They're too open with us. So they could be also using us for their own ends. But the way Scar talks and looks and everything, it's like, it's too on the nose. Unless they're intentionally going to subvert their expectations and actually make Scar, he was a good guy all along. I doubt it, chat. I really doubt it. Because our allies are the gacha units, not Scar. But yeah, like this whole thing with Scar, he would have been slightly more compelling if we were already being mistrusted. But it also works if everyone's too nice to us. You know, whatever. You know, I just hope it gets better.
Huh. I see. So she made the move before I could and told you all of it already.
Told me what?
Then as the winners, would you be so kind as to tell me how you set me up?
Oh, are we gonna flash back to the point that this is all part of the plan after all? Oh, okay. Now I remember. When you got this quest, there was stuff left unsaid, and they were saving it for this reveal. Kind of like Mission Impossible. They don't like There, see, first meeting.
Now I have retrieved the magistrate's message for me from the puzzle box.
Okay, they're doing this.
But it only points me to the Grand Library. There's no meeting time. Something is still missing. I've solved the puzzle, the discs have been rotated, and the two symbols are now glowing.
It's like Mission
With this
Impossible where they
glowing
just
light,
execute the
shadows cast on
mission
two other
and then
symbols.
flashback.
The Black Tortoise of the North. North to the City Hall. And time reads, the Shichen of Cho, in the wee hours of the morning.
So we already met with her. Pretty lighting though. Good night, Vanuatu. Thank you for the game. So things seem to be working in our end as well. We should be winding down
It's
soon.
been 3 days. We both made it on time. Allow me to formally introduce myself. I am Jinshi. It brings me great joy to see you, Rover.
Alright, take care, Ponder. Alright, so this is a whole... Okay, we'll explain all. This is all part of the plan. Hello.
An emergency forced me to leave, and I only had the time to prepare some tokens for you. Please pardon my lack of hospitality.
Does that emergency have something to do with the Fractsidus? What is that again? See, with terms like that, it would help to have some games they highlight the word, and when you mouse over it, it gives you a little tooltip to tell you what it is. I mean, it doesn't solve bad writing, but it helps alleviate the confusion. Does an emergency have something to do with your sentinel? I forgot what these terms are supposed to mean, chat.
Yes. The Sentinel of Jinjo is currently absent.
I mentioned Fractsidus, not Sentinel. Aren't they supposed to stay in their domains? Okay, the manifestations of the dragons. Okay. Who's the Sentinel of Jinjo? Aren't they supposed to stay in their domains?
Correct. The Sentinels guide and guard humanity as a symbol of our civilization. When a region's sentinel goes absent, chaos is bound to ensue. As this news could lead to civil unrest, please keep it a secret.
So it's just like Genshin,
Jinjo's
Archons.
Sentinel Jue is being held captive by the Fractsidus. I had to postpone our meeting and put all my effort into finding its whereabouts.
Now I remember, they're the cultists who want to combine tacits with humans. Tacit discourse with humans. I heard you can resonate with the Sentinel.
Yes, our thoughts are connected, to a certain degree. I can sense his memories, feelings, and surroundings, though not very clearly.
Have you found it yet?
Unfortunately, I haven't. I can feel Jue is in danger. The good news is, I have figured out the culprit behind all of this.
Is it Scar?
Precisely. The Fractsidus plans to advance another lament and cause disasters worldwide. Overseer Scar had several objectives upon infiltrating Jinjo. To track you down, to test your strengths, and to make you join their cause. To abduct Jue and to resurrect the Threnodian in advance.
The Threnodian's supposed to be like the biggest bad. The biggest, baddest tacit discord. Why me?
They must have discovered your value, likely from one of Jue's prophecies. If you join them, they'll gain significant power. Should you refuse to join, the Fraxidus will likely want to eliminate you, so you don't get in their way.
Okay. Prophecy.
I have a plan to apprehend Scar. Once we capture him, the Fraxidus won't be that much of a threat to you for the time being. If you are willing to lend us a hand, I will ensure your safety during our cooperation.
Can I have some time to think?
Of course. Your decision is valued, Rover. Speaking of which, you seem to have already gathered a lot from the tokens.
The magazine points to how people lived through the wars in Sincho. The sugar pearl points to past epidemics and disasters. The leaf points to the Fraxidus. The sundial points to when and where we are meeting.
Impressive, Rover.
And I learn more about my identity as I decipher the tokens.
The threat Jinzhou is facing is far worse than meets the eye. One of the Threnodians will soon be reawakened.
What are the Threnodians? See, this is definitely more digestible. So imagine if this is an earlier scene. Like, this is definitely more digestible. What are the Threnodians?
They are the enemies of human civilizations, born from the dark side of our collective consciousness. We must defeat them to protect all of humanity.
Simple. One sentence. No other proper noun additions to what a Threnodian is.
We have been doing our best to prevent the disaster, but the Fraxidus is accelerating the Threnodians' revival.
And it has something to do with me, yes?
Indeed. You have defeated the Crownless and absorbed its echo with your bare hands. It is the tacit discord that embodies the concept of warfare.
It's a good thing I paid attention to school in school chat. I'm finally getting the payoff of bothering to pay attention to all the proper nouns and figure out what they mean and keep an open ear to the world. So I'm understanding what she's talking about.
Resentment of
And
the
learning
fallen,
more.
fright of the ignoble, those are the emotions that lay ground for its birth. The Crownless is a tacit discord that possesses powers from the reviving Threnodian. Jinzhou is a border city with an unbreakable will and a strong spirit of resistance. However, we also fear the constant wars and loss of life, and the Threnodian can prey on that.
So they're kind of like, this is kind of like, they're like personas then.
You, however,
Shadows.
you were able to defeat and absorb a Threnodian-related tacit discord with your bare hands and resonate with other TDs.
Yeah, just like the Fool. Just like, yeah, the MC in Persona.
Meanwhile, Huanglong's records mention a hero with similar powers who saved our nation during the Threnodian War. She is also mentioned in literature, dating back to Jinzhou's establishment. To uncover your true identity, this could be a helpful lead to pursue.
You believe that person and I could be related in some way?
Yes, based on my own deduction and the prophecies of Jue.
Okay, we don't know the prophecies of Jue. Jue, in the Gorge of Spirits. Jue was the dragon the statue we saw. We resonated with a memory or a spirit of Jue.
You mean the unfinished statue of Jue?
She refreshed her memory. I remember something when I saw it, but I'm not sure if that really happened.
I see. Do you mind letting me know what you remembered? Since it's related to our sentinel, I might be able to help.
You told Tinsha about the bits of these memories you could remember.
Rover, the memories of which you speak.
Yes? Anything worth noting about them?
As I mentioned earlier, I can resonate with Jue, our sentinel. Your recollections, they align with what I've witnessed in Jue's memories. Yes, I do remember seeing something similar. I believe it had truly happened in the past.
In other words...
In other words, you may be the person mentioned in our records. The unwavering presence by our sentinel's side, bonded by an unbreakable trust.
I don't reckon resonators can live that long.
Resonators tend to live a longer lifespan, but it is indeed unprecedented to live hundreds of years without any sign of aging.
So what, did they put us in cryostasis, put us in a pocket dimension, or reincarnate us?
So many mysteries about you remain unsolved, and your age is just one of the unknowns.
If this is true, who was I all that time ago? And how did I end up losing my memories?
Sorry, but I don't know. Jue's last piece of information pointed to the Northfall Barrens, where you should find the Threnodian. I pray you will find your answers there. A Threnodian is resurrecting, and our nation is in grave danger. This reminds me of the Threnodian War all too much. Perhaps this has something to do with your mysterious appearance in Jinzhou.
You mean I showed up to protect Xinzhou like the historical hero did?
Not really. I don't plan to believe in a hero showing up out of nowhere and protecting us.
Link?
I'm just presenting whatever lead I have about your past, as I know it is troubling you. I want to help you, and that is all there is to it.
How did she even know we arrived?
Thank you for considering lending us a hand. Your help is much appreciated. But please, do not feel obligated because of the information I shared.
Oh, is it because we saw the statue and that linked us and Cinse? Kind of, maybe. And then as we saw, oh wait, she's returned, and I saw her through Chue's memories. And that's when she sent the message? I don't know.
They are my people, and the responsibility to keep them safe should fall on no one else but my own shoulders.
Can't do it all on your own.
I am saying this because I have faith in my abilities, and even more so in the bravery of Jinzhou's soldiers and our people. You deserve to make your own decision about this after uncovering your true identity. I appreciate everything you've done for us during the past few days, and perhaps even longer ago. Once it all settles, I am ready to accommodate and assist in whatever future decision you make. You can leave Jinzhou, or the entire Huanglong if you wish.
You look so happy.
If you ever need me again, you need only ask. Let's keep this a secret between the two of us. How does that sound?
Persuasion check.
Scar, you are now under arrest for committing multiple felonies in Huanglong. Do you have anything to say?
What do I want to say, huh? While I'd love to tell you another story, I guess that's not what you want to hear. Let's cut to the chase, Madam Magistrate. I'm getting bored already.
Move it along.
Very well. You will answer only our questions from now on.
Sure, why not? What do you want to know?
What on earth is the lament? Why are you obsessed with reviving the Threnodian?
The Threnodians. They hold the key to our ideal. Together, they will bring us the promised true lament. And we will embrace the new world that is bound to come.
Yeah, I really think Scar's English VA is Aventurians.
Sure, why not? What do you want to know?
What on earth is the lament?
What is the lament? Disaster? Curse? Some kind of punishment? People only see the surface. The lament brings death, destruction, and countless reverberations.
The capital R.
Reverberations that will be reflected, overlapped, and interwoven during the lament. They will be our salvation. The only path to a new life form and a new civilization.
You just want to stir shit up, huh?
Sure, why not? What do you want to know?
Why did you kidnap Jue?
A sentinel such as Jue can predict and correct future events. It gets in our way of achieving our sublime vision.
And then we learn here a Sentinel Oracle engine can predict and correct future events. Okay. Big reveal.
We merely wanted to topple the set future built on lies and take control of our own destiny. Sure, why not? What do you want to
Why
know?
were you following me?
Our goal has always been the same. We want you to join us.
Oh, this is different. I need you to join us, says the text. Why me?
Forces battle over you, causing all this strife. And yet you remain unaware of your own worth. Are you really that naive? Or are you just dense?
Maybe I have amnesia, Scar. Maybe it's that.
Whatever. Our interest in you is not affected by such trivial matters. Sure, why not? What do you want to know?
Okay. Oh, sure. Okay. That really didn't... I'm done with him. I wish you could ask more, but okay.
You kidnapped Jue and revived the Threnodian, accelerating the next lament. This is proof enough that you are the enemy of Jinzhou and all humanity. Stop dreaming you can force Rover to join you. She is our honored guest, and I will not allow any harm to come her way.
How confident you sound. As the Threnodian's resurrection approaches, Jinzhou is barely holding on. How much longer do you think you can keep up this facade?
Thank you for your concern. We have crushed your schemes once, and we can do it again.
So it makes sense why there are more why this place is more discordant. This region is more discordant now. Because, well, I'm pretty sure they mentioned it in the first hour. Because the Sentinel's missing. Wait, they didn't say it directly. Now we know Tsuei's been missing. So that's why this place is more discordant.
I have one last question for you. Abducting Jue, stalking Rover, and setting up an ambush in Chicher village. You couldn't have accomplished that all on your own.
What? That's kind of rude, Tinshi.
Unless
I'm not the only overseer in Jinzhou, right? I have answered all your questions with full honesty. I don't mind you knowing because it won't make any difference.
Really?
You can try to stop us with all you have, but it's too late to change the course of history. Now, I have one question for you. You seem convinced we caused the disappearance of Jue. What if I told you there was more to it. Would you be curious?
Oh yeah, he did tease something about that.
About Jue. What else do you know?
Oh, he got her.
Come closer and I'll tell you, Madam Magistrate.
Oh.
It's a secret for your ears only.
How dare you? Madam Magistrate, I do...
No. It can't be.
Shocked, aren't you? But there's more. What if I told you your sentinel had made this prophecy a long, long time ago? Your all-seeing sentinel abandons you now, of all times. Need I say more? We're merely adding a touch of extra fuel to the fire that will soon consume all. Rover, care for a wager? I know you've been searching for answers about your past, and I've got news for you.
Watch out!
You are one of us, the Black Lambs, and you have been chosen to join us, ushering in the new world. Once you discover what you really are, you will come to us with no hesitation. The Fraxidus awaits your arrival with open arms, and I look forward to that day in sincere anticipation.
Scar is put in jail. I wonder how much of that was true. Of course we want to ask, what did Scar tell you?
Sorry, Rover. What he mentioned about our sentinel is highly sensitive. I cannot disclose it yet. Not before verifying
Yeah,
it
let's
myself.
not panic. Let's not panic.
Is it a ploy to create distrust among us? Or... I must first find our sentinel to uncover the truth.
You know, I think the skip button, I don't remember the skip button being there before. Maybe they added the option to skip. It's kind of sad, but, well, give players the option, and you are encouraged to make sure the players don't want to skip by giving a good scene. Yeah, it's probably causing to create distrust among us. How important is Jue to Jinzhou?
Jue is the guardian sentinel of Jinzhou. It is responsible for assisting Jinzhou's magistrate in administrative affairs.
Administrative?
While
That's
I
surprising.
am the final decision maker, without the assistance of Jue, I cannot guarantee I am always making the best choices for my people.
Why are you so sure Jue is always right?
Jue can predict the future. And up to this point, every one of its prophecies have been proven true.
That can be pretty messy. It's like... Who's that in Greek mythology? Apollo? It reminds me of... what game did we play that featured him? Where he excused himself from the world precisely because he could see the future. So anything he would say or do would be like cursed knowledge to people, and it would just be self-fulfilling prophecies. So like, what is the point, really? But this guy is taking an active part in administration. Someone who can predict the future.
While justice may not be universally agreed upon, its decisions have consistently served the best interests of Huanglong.
Perhaps it intended to let you make your own decisions.
For that, I suppose we will have to talk to it in person to find out. In addition, Rover, Jue once told me to deliver a message to you. To the Awakened One. When raindrops fall upstream, please head to the Northfall Barrens and seek General Jian of the Midnight Rangers.
The banner character. Okay, so yeah, it's all because it is predicted by the future. At this point in time, magistrate was instructed to deliver that message because Rover would have appeared in the world by then. But perhaps there is no clear message as to where. That's why she sent the public broadcast. Okay, kind of makes sense. But she could have made, and she didn't like. Okay, it was sensationalized, but it wasn't. She didn't like say anything about like the missing two-way or our possible true identity. It just sounded like, very general address to a very important person. It got to make people curious, but then she used the opportunity with the tokens to weed the true, us out. Like only Rover would understand these things. Okay. So I'll need to find this General GN and go to the Northfall Barrens?
I suppose so. General Jian is currently battling another TD outbreak in the Northfall Barrens, which will also serve as our front line against the Threnodian. But the ongoing war has made it a very dangerous place to go. Since you won't need to go there right now, not until when the raindrops fall upstream. I know you're here for clues about your true identity, and I don't want you to leave the city empty-handed. Have you heard about the Black Shores, Rover? It's an organization shrouded in mystery, with a secretive membership process and members who usually keep their identities hidden. Upon your awakening, one of their members discreetly contacted me to gather information about you. But please don't worry. The Black Shores developed a special lament prediction system and has established partnerships with countries worldwide.
Okay. Lament prediction system? Sounds like they have their own Oracle engine.
While operating in secrecy, they are not an extremist group like the Fraxidus. They have been monitoring the situation in Jinzhou to provide assistance when needed. Thanks to their extra help, my meeting with you went smoothly.
Okay, so coupled with the prediction and the Black Shores, that's why it's all cloak and dagger getting us to this point.
This Blake Bloom is their symbol. The Black Shores members usually wear it on their person.
There's sure a lot of people keeping an eye on me. Wouldn't that make them easy to spot? Like the White Lotus, the Pai Show tile. What do you want? What do they want to achieve in Sinjo?
The Black Shores once provided us significant insights into the relationship between the moon and the Threnodians.
Oh, we did. Okay, the moon is brought up again. The first time the moon was really stood out for us was during the simulated universe. The simulated universe, the sonorosphere, which are basically like pockets of time from before. So it's kind of like witnessing the past via simulation. So that moon was something that we experienced before, our own memories probably overlapping with the sonorosphere data. So there's a connection between the moon and the Threnodians, and it's so massive, it is so huge, and that feminine thing we saw, that monster, the Tacit Discord, the very big one in the simulated universe, perhaps that was a Threnodian.
This time, they've come to inform us a Threnodian is about to resurrect near Jinzhou.
So when the moon is full like that and so near, so damn it, I walked right into that. But I'm parsing the information and see, it's like debriefing. I feel like all the proper noun salad can settle now. But yeah, it's making sense now. It is getting better. So giant moon, giant Threnodian.
Apart from that, I'm not sure what else they may be hoping to achieve.
Secret society.
This photo is yours to keep. I will return with Jue shortly, and the Black Shores may be worth your try during this time.
Shouldn't we be helping finding Tue? Okay, lady. Ah, memories. Oh, they do have their own Oracle engine.
Rover, are you all right?
Makes sense. So dragons can predict the future. I saw something. I was wearing the Blake Bloom.
I see. The Black Shores must have a deep connection to your past. Since you are likely being closely monitored by the Fraxidus now, I suggest keeping an eye out for the Black Shore members. They could prove to be your valuable allies. I'll do my best to find Jue and tell you everything I learned from it once I return. This is my promise.
If she finds Jue. I'm counting on you. Ganbate.
Yes. Please leave it to me.
The sword ladies, the designs start to blur together. Of all the sword
Sanhua.
ladies.
Yes, Madam Magistrate.
I will be going on a temporary leave. During my absence, please help me handle my responsibilities in Jinzhou.
Understood. Should I continue protecting that rover?
No need. Both Chan Li and I will be away, and there will be more than enough paperwork for you to handle.
Is Lady Chongli leaving for the capital?
Chongli.
Please pardon my intrusion, but she just faced an ambush in the Central Plains. What if...
Regarding that incident, we tried to warn her about the Fraxidus, but they were more cunning than we thought. If she runs into another powerful enemy like Scar, she'll eventually have to confront them on her own. Sanhua, you can place more trust in Rover and me.
Understood. I will.
She's that bodyguard trope.
My lady, no matter what happens, my sword is always yours.
I wonder if they considered giving her an eye patch, and it would have been so tropey. And then she would open the eye patch to reveal her resonance
Both the
mark.
interrogation and my appointed meeting with Rover have already finished.
That probably is, right? Like, it's already so, like, it's like in Full Metal Alchemist, right? But it was so cool in Full Metal Alchemist, I will say. But you know, the whole, oh, he's wearing an eye patch and there's something under the eye patch. It's my resonance mark, tacit mark, whatever. Yeah, the she already has a special eye. You just gotta add the special eye patch. Okay, both the interrogation and my appointed meeting with Rover have already finished.
Scar only needed the two of you as his audience. We already knew what he wanted, and we let him have as much.
Who this?
She decrypted every message we intended to convey. It's only proper you meet him in person, as the one who crafted those puzzles. Such intricate puzzles. I guess only Rover has the patience to solve them all.
Okay, she's talking to like the Black Shores contact.
No detail is too small. I'm sure she understands. Besides, not seeing the opponent heightens the thrill of the game. If everything goes according to the prophecies of Jue, I will meet her in person eventually.
So it's like another thing, another inspiration point, I guess. Very much a Stellaron Hunter's role. It's like they know the future, they're acting out the script, but you're not sure to what end. And there are some people who know of that end as well, and then they go crazy like the Fraxidus, and they want to hasten along the end, believing that it's going to be change for the better.
So, what did our captive from the Fraxidus tell you about Jue?
Would have been nice if they added a
If Jue
filter
had
over that
predicted I will have
voice.
to fight it one day. A fight that will shape Jinzhou's future.
Ooh, okay. It's one of those, I'm sorry, this was fated to happen. And they fight each other.
Well, that is unexpected. But
They need a
you
filter
don't
on this
seem all that
voice.
surprised, do you?
It sounds like she's in the room with them. Maybe the technology is just so high tech that there is no like electronic voice filter.
Can't say I am. I had suspected as much from our previous conversations, and the message it left me, his words only confirmed it.
Where was it when you last sensed its presence?
It was in Mount Firmament. Unlike Jinzhou City, that mountain is still resting in stillness.
The place where the first people of Jinzhou lived, and where Jue first manifested before us humans. I see.
I don't know what it is about the sequence, but overall, it's definitely less frustrating than the first 10 minutes. It's gradually telling us about the lore and the world, and I understand. It's clearer.
I'll find Jue and bring it back as soon as possible.
Our enemies could have planned it as a trap. We have a bigger goal to focus on, remember?
Yeah, then they add more twists. So what is this bigger goal?
I understand. I will not let anything or anyone disrupt the peace in Jinzhou.
Would you let what you heard from Scar sway your determination?
Good question.
No. He cannot ever turn me against Jue. If anything, his words only confirmed my theory. I am the magistrate of Jinzhou, appointed by the Sentinel itself. The prophecy speaks of a decisive incident for Jinzhou's future, where I will be a key player. The fight between me and Jue is only a precursor. My job remains unchanged. I will fulfill my duty as Jinzhou's magistrate with my own judgment.
Is that your final answer?
A single strand's neglect births mountainous upheaval. You taught me that, remember?
Probably sounds nice as a Chinese proverb. A single strand's neglect births mountainous upheaval.
The safest option is for me to go in person.
Very well. Since we are already mid-game, I will let you decide our next move. This time, I shall be a pawn in your hand.
Chang-Li.
Remember, I will always stand by your side, in this crisis or any other.
That makes me trust her less.
Am I a player or a mere pawn? I suppose there is no difference at this point. No matter what, I will do what I must.
See, that set things up more than the first hour of the game did. I keep going back to that, but seriously. Yeah, let the scenes breathe. Let the characters just simmer with information and get a handle of what's going on. That's what people are saying. That's what Water Jalone was saying. It gets better in Act 5. This is there. So at this point, it starts to take shape. Like, this is what the story's about. To be fair, me paying attention to all the proper nouns in the first hour helped me contextualize a lot of what they were saying. But I actually don't think you need to know much about that. Like, I think even if you skip the first act, I actually have a feeling you'll be able to still follow what's going on Act 5 or even Act 3 onwards. It's interesting. So Sol 3 Phase Ascension. Upon reaching certain union levels, you need to complete a Phase Ascension quest. So this is the, from what I understand, it's the world synchronization level. If we do this, everything becomes more difficult. Did we unlock all the features now? Whispering Melody. Complete Phase Ascension quest to lift the limit of the Yuan level. Okay. What about the Tower of Adversity? So doing this guide is also a good way to help you progress in the story and unlock the features needed. So all that's left for this stage is obtain 3 crests in Resident Tower and Tower of Adversity stable zone. Target area locked. So it's still locked. So when do you get to the Tower of Adversity? Let's check. How to unlock Tower of Adversity. Reach Union level 15 to unlock the Tower of Adversity. What's my Union level? I'm Union level 20. Oh, complete the Alone in the Abyss quest found in the tutorial quests. Ah, here you go. You receive an urgent message from Huashu Academy for emergency support. Okay, so that, yeah, there, Act 5. Now this feels like where the story actually begins. Please, Kuro Games. You're turning away players by having a very terrible Act 1 and 2. Please. I hope you can fix it to get people to this point. I mean, it's not the best. It's not like amazing writing and like I will like crazy awesome character moments and everything, but it's definitely better than the opening acts. So if they could make it more like that and just sprinkle the information that you need to get the most out of the Act 4 to 5 build up, sure, let's do that. So I think that's it for me. Thankfully, no performance issues, so test successfully completed. Rolling back the drivers and restarting the computer work. Let us hope that this also works for Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, which we'll be completing tomorrow. I did not realize how tired I was after that session, chat. So I'm gonna pause here. We're gonna raid out instead after our finale for Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. I'm gonna go pass out now. No one is really online to raid right now anyway. So yeah, thank you for hanging out, Ponder. And I had a fun time in our session a while ago. Yeah, starting to feel the sudden tired. But yeah, I'll see you all for the finale of Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 as scheduled later/tomorrow. For anyone who may be lurking, if you did enjoy this content, please consider hitting that follow button and checking us out on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. Gajipedi, you're here. Well, good morning. We're just about to turn in. Hope you have a lovely day ahead and a lovely weekend, everyone. And as always, welcome to the table. Have a great day, and I'll see you all on the next adventure. Good night, good time zone, good morning, good afternoon, and goodbye. Take care, everyone.